20 years old. 3 goals at a World Cup. A club record transfer fee snatched from under Newcastle's nose. And a name that, 12 months ago, almost nobody outside Freiburg could pronounce. Today we are talking about Johan Manzambi, the Swiss midfielder who walked into the 2026 World Cup as a fringe squad player and walked out as one of the most talked about young footballers on the planet. Stay till the end, because his transfer story alone is going to make you question whether the modern game has completely lost its mind. Let's start at the beginning, because his path here is not the typical academy fairy tale. Manzambi was born in Geneva in October 2005, with Congolese roots that shaped a family story far removed from the glossy corridors of European football academies. He came up through Servette, the Geneva club that has quietly produced more Swiss talent than it gets credit for, before SC Freiburg swooped in back in 2023 and pulled him out of Switzerland entirely. That move barely made headlines. Freiburg do not sign superstars, they build them. And Manzambi was just another raw teenager added to a pipeline that has sent players to Bayern and beyond. What happened next is the part scouts love to talk about. Blick, the Swiss newspaper, described him early on as a fast box-to-box player, dynamic and energetic, and that description has basically written itself into every profile since. He broke into the first team, scored his first senior goal against Borussia Mönchengladbach in April 2025, and by the 2025-26 season, he was no longer a squad filler. He was a starter in a Freiburg side punching well above their weight in Europe. That run culminated in a Europa League semi-final goal against Braga that helped send Freiburg to the final, and Manzambi walked away with the Europa League Young Player of the Season award. A Bundesliga side with a fraction of the budget of the giants around them, powered in part by a 20-year-old nobody outside Germany had heard of. Then came the World Cup, and this is where the story stops being a nice underdog tale and turns into something closer to a phenomenon. Manzambi started the tournament as a genuine question mark in Murat Yakin's squad, more hope than certainty. Switzerland stumbled to a draw with Qatar in their opener, and it looked like business as usual for a Swiss side that has made a habit of quiet, unspectacular tournaments. Then, 72 minutes into the second group game against Bosnia and Herzegovina, Yakin threw him off. 2 minutes later, he smashed in a spectacular volley. By full time he had a brace. Switzerland had cruised to a 4-1 win, and Manzambi walked off calling it his childhood dream, saying he would not be able to sleep that night. That was just the opening statement. In the final group game against Canada, he scored again and added an assist. In the round of 32 against Algeria, he set up another goal, and that made him, at 20 years old, the youngest player on record to contribute 5 goals at a single World Cup. The only other player under 21 to do that this millennium is Thomas Müller. Let that sink in for a second, because that is not hype. That is a genuine historical marker sitting next to one of Germany's greatest ever forwards. Tactically, what makes Manzambi so difficult to categorize is that he does not sit still long enough to be labeled. Freiburg and Switzerland have used him as an attacking midfielder, a wide forward, even a more withdrawn box-to-box runner depending on the game plan, and he seems comfortable regardless. His numbers back up the eye test. In the 2025-26 Bundesliga season alone, he racked up close to 30 shots, nearly 2 expected goals, almost 3 expected assists, and a passing accuracy hovering around 86%, numbers that are excellent for a player operating in such a direct, transition-heavy role. Add in a dribble success rate above 50% and dual win numbers that would not embarrass a genuine defensive midfielder, and you get a picture of a player who contributes everywhere on the pitch, rather than existing purely to finish moves. His teammates noticed long before the wider football world did. Manuel Akanji called him an all-rounder with so many qualities, the kind of player others simply like to watch. Dan Endoy said what Manzambi is doing at his age is amazing, and that he has helped push the entire Swiss squad to another level. Yakin himself admitted he had known about the talent for a year before the World Cup ever arrived, describing him as precious and constantly improving. This was not a surprise breakout to the people inside the camp. It was a breakout to everyone outside it. Then the World Cup gave us its cruelest twist. On the eve of the round of 16 clash with Colombia, Manzambi suffered a knee injury in training. He was left out entirely, not even on the bench, and Switzerland had to grind out a penalty shootout win without their best player to reach the quarterfinals for the first time in 72 years. He tried to prove his fitness for the quarterfinal against Argentina, appearing at training in a knee brace, but Yakin ultimately ruled him out. Switzerland fought bravely, went down to 10 men after Briel and Below was sent off for a soft VAR review decision, and were eventually beaten 3-1 in extra time by a Messi-led Argentina side that would go on to face England in the semis. Switzerland's tournament ended without their breakout star on the pitch for the biggest moment of all, and you have to wonder how different that quarter-final looks with him out there. Now for the part that turned this from a football story into a genuine transfer saga. Off the back of that World Cup form, Freiburg's asking price for Manzambi reportedly jumped from around 50 million euros to as high as 70 million. Newcastle United moved fast, and reports from respected German journalist Florian Plettenberg confirmed a full agreement between the clubs worth around 60 million euros. Newcastle fans were already planning his squad number. Then, out of nowhere, Aston Villa gate-crashed the deal, beat Newcastle's offer, and completed a club record transfer worth close to £60 million, around 70 million euros with add-ons, comfortably smashing the fee Villa paid for Amadou Onana back in 2024. The reported reason he chose Villa over Newcastle boiled down to one thing: Champions League football. So here is where I want your opinion, because this is genuinely split down the middle among fans and analysts right now. Is Aston Villa's club record gamble a masterstroke, buying a generational talent one tournament before his value exploded even further? Or is this the exact kind of World Cup hype spending that has burned Premier League clubs again and again, paying peak price for 4 games of magic against Bosnia and Canada, rather than a full season of sustained Bundesliga dominance? Freiburg extended his contract to 2028 not long before all of this, suggesting even they weren't planning to sell so quickly. So what changed? Was 70 million euros a steal for a player compared to Thomas Müller at a World Cup? Or is Aston Villa about to learn a very expensive lesson about the difference between a breakout tournament and a proven career? Drop your take in the comments, because right now nobody actually agrees on this one. And honestly, I don't think we'll know the real answer until we see him wearing that Villa shirt in a Tuesday night Bundesliga away game equivalent, when the World Cup lights are gone and it's just football again.